Do you or your loved one wear adult briefs, adult diapers, or pull-ups? Do you hate having to change them when you're already dressed for the day? I understand your pain. I'm Nurse Karen and I've been an RN for the last 30 years and I've owned a care home for the last 10 years. I've taken care of hundreds of people in pull-ups and had to do lots and lots of diaper changes and absolutely hated the idea of pull-ups. In fact, at one point, I almost banned them from my care home. I was so frustrated with having to take people's pants on and off all day long and their shoes just to change a wet pull-up. And then I started thinking it through and realized that there are some great things about pull-ups. The fact that they just pull up is great and they're elastic waist, and so people enjoy wearing them better than a regular diaper. They also feel more like a regular underwear, and so people prefer them. It's better for their pride to not think of having to wear a diaper. So how could I fix the problem of having to change everyone's pull-up throughout the day by taking off all of their clothes constant? So I came up with 3 solutions that I'm going to give you today to help you with your caregiving or with the care of your briefs. The first thing I'm going to say is if you are a caregiver for your parents or for somebody else, make sure you wear gloves. You never know what you might come in contact with, and it just makes it a much cleaner operation. I'm not going to put them on today because there's not actually anything in any of these briefs we're dealing with. So the first way that I like to use the pull-ups these days is to actually just put an extra pad in them. As you can see, the pad just fits inside the pull-up, and then when it gets wet during the day, I just pull it out and put a new one in. Super simple, super easy. That is probably the easiest method. Now, some people don't like the feel of that extra pad in there, and so what I'll do for them sometimes is actually just put on 2 pull-ups. If I know that someone is very consistent about just needing 2 pull-ups in the course of the day, then what I'll do is have them put on 2 in the morning, and then usually this is good for someone who maybe just has 1 episode of wetness sometime in the late morning, and when I go back and help them with the bathroom, I'll just go ahead and rip off the inner pull-up and they'll just have the outer pull-up on now. That's a very effective solution that most people don't mind wearing the 2 pull-ups. Now, what if neither of those 2 options works for some reason? Then you have to go ahead and go back to taking off pants and shoes to change the pull-up. But I found a better way to do that also. So let's look at that. The first thing that you have to do, of course, is have them pull down their pants and the pull-up. So the pants go down and the pretty old pull-up goes down. And I'm wearing leggings because this is a demonstration on camera. So normally you wouldn't have that. You just have bare legs. Okay, then have them sit down on the toilet. It's important to have them sit on the toilet during this operation because you want them to stay safe. Go ahead and take off 1 shoe and 1 leg from your pants. And then I would rip off the brief. Because it's wet, there's no reason to deal with the mess of trying to get it on and off. Now that it's been ripped off and it's been eliminated, you can dispose of that. Now take the new pull-up, and what you're going to do is stick everything through 1 leg. So you're going to take the leg that's no longer of your pants, that's no longer on, and you're going to stick the other foot. It all went through 1 hole. Now that it's through the one hole, you pull it up over the pants so it's up at the top. And now stick the other leg back through that. And now you're going to stick the leg back into your pair of pants. Slip on your shoe. And you're ready to stand up and pull it all back up. It's all up. So that's my solution of how to change a pull-up quickly, easily, and not have to be going insane with the nightmare of having to pull pants on and off. My other hint is actually if it is a female that is wearing the pull-ups, then the greatest idea of all is to just have her wear a skirt or a dress, and then it's super easy to pull the pull-ups on and off. That's my favorite way to use pull-ups. Unfortunately, that doesn't always work out. So if you would like more of my hints, then type tips in the comments below and I will send you my easy caregiving guide. It's my compilation of 30 years of being a registered nurse and helping people in their journeys in their later years. Otherwise, I'll catch you in one of my videos where you can find out more hints on how to care for your loved one or age in place.